What's up, everybody? Let's see. There we go. We got people rolling in now. What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? Everybody is here hanging out. My buddy Captain Dan Latique, another guy from back home. I'm down here in the Florida Keys. That's the bridge right there. That's 7 Mile Bridge, the famous bridge. And we're down here tarpon fishing. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we've had 2 hookups this morning. Danny had the bite first thing, stuck it, handed the rod to me, because it's a 2-person operation. We're fishing, we're float fishing for tarpon. You'll watch them down here in the, you'll see them rolling around, and we're drifting crabs on a slip float. We're drifting crabs about that size on a slip float, right down these current lines to them. So Danny hands me that first fish, and we get off the anchor, spin. We got to get below the bridge, down current, and it was incredible. My right arm was throbbing instantly, and I saw him twice. I had the leader just inside the tip. We didn't get to grab him, because right at the end I put way too much pressure on him, and I popped him off. We come back up, we get back on the anchor ball, and I don't know, that was first thing this morning because the sun was just coming up. If you saw those pictures, Danny got a picture of me fighting the fish, looking right into that Florida Keys sunrise. It was amazing. But we come back up, we got back on the anchor ball, and half hour, 45 minutes later, thank God, because my arm needed the rest, all of a sudden we had 6-8 of them crash on the surface. I flipped right over into them. It didn't even get down to where I thought they were. Float went under. I was on, and I have video of it. That fish split the uprights down below the bridge and came right straight up, going away from me. And I don't know, Danny, I mean, a fish like that's 6 feet long.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
6-7 feet.
Yeah, because I mean, it come out of the water, and I'm thinking its head would have been higher than mine, and you couldn't see its tail.
Yeah.
So
that fish was all of 120, 140 pounds.
And then you could feel that head shake, and as soon as I stuck him, because that float went down, and we're fishing circle hooks, so Danny says, just close the bail and start reeling. I did just that, but he came right at me. And so your first thought is, oh, it wasn't that big. That was before he jumped. And I was like, and I'm screaming, I'm like, yeah. And Danny goes, well, everybody knows you're on. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I would have taken out a billboard on top of the bridge. I'm still trying to work out my right arm. We haven't had any activity now in about an hour. So we've had 2 bites. We've been out here since a little after 6. Watch the sunrise in the Florida Keys. Really, seriously, I mean,
Doesn't get much better.
I can't imagine it does. I really can't imagine it does. What I met Dan at the ramp, and we came out, and how far did we go? A mile or 2, maybe?
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
Come around the corner, got right to the bridge, and it's funny. So it's and you're float fishing. You're watching these fish, and like Danny says, he goes, the fish you see porpoising aren't biters. It's the ones below them, and we're fishing that big crab. It's just a simple slip float rig, okay? Bead and an egg sinker. Down to Lake Crab. And it's incredible. It's incredible the force. You know, that first one we had a half dozen jumps. The second one we got 2 monster jumps right here close. The second one, we don't know if it took us into the bridge piling. I think it was below that. I think he just was big and bit it off. I mean, I don't know. Because I was tied on and we'd come off the anchor and we were just getting ready, because you got to get below all the structure because these fish are going right for it. Merlin, what's up, buddy? Gary Walters, Rob H, Danny Diamond. Danny, how is it down there? It's incredible. It's incredible. This is my first trip down here. My whole life, I have seen and watched videos and Flip Pallet and Mark Sosin and how many other guys? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you used to see all those.
Have you used to be here all the time?
Yep.
Closer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and all of a sudden you're here in one of those famous spots. Driving down yesterday, we flew into Miami and rented a car and drove south, and we get to drive through the Keys, and it's just, you see like Bud and Mary's Marina, and Isla Mirada and Key Largo, and you're like, man, I've heard about all these places forever, and I'm actually here doing it, fishing. And it's incredible. I could barely sleep last night. Eric Wisniewski, Dave Muldoon, Gary Walters, E-Tricks, Joseph Lejeune. Felt like winter up here this morning. Yeah, I got out to the car about 5 a.m. I left the resort, and it was already 80 degrees. It was dark. This heat is no joke down here. No joke. How good, Chief Stone, how goes the conch state of mind? Pretty good. Pretty good, baby. George Parson, yeah, E-Tricks, I saw your message late last night. Courtney and I both hope you get well soon. Water looks nice. I mean, Danny said the water temp's in the mid to upper 80s. Let's take a second before you get all. What are you rebaiting?
I'm gonna get us another crab ready.
So
If they're not alive, they're not really worth it. They gotta be moving. If they're moving and moving their legs and their flippers, they're making noise in the water, so they're ticking, and the tarpon feel it and hear it, and they come up and eat them. And you can see they're not very big.
yeah, palm size.
Yep.
About the size of a silver dollar pancake if you were to eat it all in one bite. But so real quick, so for all of us back home, okay, Danny and I both grew up in Beeville. He's been down here on and off 15 years, chartering here in the Keys, and all the contact information for next year will be here for tarpon season. I mean, he's getting ready to go out of here. How long will these tarpon stick around? They migrate.
They're migrators. They show up here in big numbers by the middle of April, and then by the end of May, beginning of June, they start migrating up along the Keys and then over on the West Coast. They end up in Tampa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, like, there's already fish in Tampa, but there's still, like, they don't all come at once.
Yeah.
There's just waves of them.
Like the striper rod,
Yeah.
same kind of thing.
Yeah, so this will stay good for another 3-4 weeks. But it's time. We've been doing it since the middle of April. So
Right.
It's time to go back home, regroup, and head out.
And these fish are no joke. I mean, I wasn't even through fighting that one before it broke off, and I'm thinking, I hope we don't go back and hook up right away, because back to back, a couple of those fish would have, even with a good shoulder, worn you out.
Yeah.
You know,
It's an epic battle. It's a 45-minute fight. You know, at full strength. You know, they're tough fish.
and we're fishing 7-foot pens with what, 5,000-6,000 series reels,
55s and 65s. Yeah.
30-pound test braid.
Yeah. 60 braid and 30 mono.
60 braid and 30 mono.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about fluorocarbon down here.
We're using a fluorocarbon leader.
Oh, just that bottom piece.
Just that bottom piece, and then the slip line is just regular mono.
Yeah, it is incredible. Like, this is, and we're just taking a break for a second. I mean, there are other, so there's nobody this way whatsoever up along the bridge for whatever reason. But we've got, I don't know, 2, 4, let's say 10 boats right here to our east. And I think all morning, what have we seen? We've had two
We've
going.
hooked up twice. I've seen maybe another half a dozen fish hooked up.
Yeah. And a couple times, and I'm going to leave the live going for a little while. We have time. When they start to roll up in here, again, I mean, you're talking a 5 to 7 foot long fish that looks a lot like a creek chub in some respects. Silver. We're going to get one to hand. I'm confident of that, but that fish this morning, I had him close 3 times, where I had the cork right at the surface, and you see them in the water, and they're just massive. I mean, the shoulders on them, crazy. I can only imagine what that's like when you first grab them by the jaw.
Oh, it's the power, you know.
And you're like, I imagine you're going like this.
Yeah, it's really hard to hold on to them. They're pretty worn out by the time you get them up to the boat, but still,
That fish to me, that first one seemed like it was fairly beat, but
Yeah, you
but
hit 'em.
nonetheless, I mean,
You had another
one
10
shake of
minutes.
its head,
and they're gone again.
and it was out another 100 yards out, and then coming back.
Yeah.
Drop shot. You planning to fish for giant grouper? No, Danny and I are going to fish today and tomorrow, unless one is by the bridge embankments, which they do get them in here, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The current's a little much for them. They're kind of lazy. They like to go out and feed in the slower, deeper water around wrecks. You dive on a wreck out in the Gulf. Every wreck's got 5 or 6 on it.
Really?
Yeah, and they all got a mouthful of jewelry from everybody's jig and hook.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, unless we had something here, but no, we're planning on fishing this morning and tomorrow morning. Because this is where it's at right now. I mean, I would love to be in the backcountry, or like I did want to fish around the mangroves if possible, with, and catch a snook or something, but which I would still want to do. But after that, you got to conquer this first. We're here. We're going to do this, and then we'll figure out something else. I'm not worried about looking ahead to the future, because I'm 0 for 2. I am a big fat goose egg, 0 for 2 on these things, and I thought I was prepared mentally. The power is just crazy, and so my whole life and ours back home trolling on Lake Ontario for those kings, and those big adult king in its prime will beat the shit out of you, even if it's pulling 600 foot of copper too. It'll still beat the crap out of you.
Yeah.
These things, you're a direct line to them with a spinning rod in hand, and you're like, that's no joke. That was serious. Zephyr Hills, is that down here?
Yeah. It's not the Keys, but it's.
I had no idea I had people watching me in Florida, because since we said we were down here, there's been a whole pile of people go, oh yeah, I'm so-and-so, I'm here. And I'm like, I had no idea.
Right.
So now that means everybody who's in Florida, especially if you're in the Keys, just leave us an address so where we can go, rent your place for a little while next year, like the whole month of April. When my wife sees this, she's going to be like, yes. Maybe March down here.
March is good.
March is, I would think. Yeah.
Windy.
Yeah. Weather looks great. Scott Deronda. Anthony Miller. Love the Keys. Fished many times back in the late 80s. I caught a nice Jack Crevalle, a bull shark. Jim G, what's up, buddy? Just Paul. Are you fishing 7 Mile Bridge? Yes, we are. I don't have my glasses on, guys, so I'm trying to read the best I can. I'm going to get back to fishing. I'm going to leave this thing going for a few minutes. Hopefully we have some action here. But I'm going to have you guys right over shoulder and watching what's going on. So hang out for a little while. Live from the Keys. Live from the Florida Keys, we're tarpon fishing. And sweating. Shell.
Yep.
That didn't sound good. Yeah. I broke the boat. Which I seemingly had a knack of doing. You're doing a great job, and you'll catch a fish. Good advice.
Papa Boo Goo. Yeah, just like that. Sunny, baby. 33 last night. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody just told me on the live we were the coldest place in the country last night. Super. That's why I left. Hopefully my flowers all made it. Keith, what's up?
What's that?
Yeah, good point. I don't have anything to cover it up with.
Yeah, yesterday, we should have been, we were here in the dark, we should have been, we should have cooked 4 or 5 in the first hour. When the sun gets high, if the water's clear, it gets tough. They see too much. They don't seem very active today, not compared to what it was yesterday. It was good early. There was a lot of activity early. But he's fishing again tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow's a better day. What are you doing? Look for salmon. You want to go up in the Sandies? Go to Ellisburg? Yeah. Huh.
He's taking that new raft of his
He's taking the raft
into skinny spots. I saw him and Nick fishing for smallies the other day.
Really? Those are bass fishing. Yeah? Trying. We got 2 rods going. Yeah, I'm leaving Sunday. I'll be home probably Tuesday afternoon. When do you fly out?
Sunday night. Sunday afternoon.
I'll get a hold of you. All right, buddy. See ya. Not to brag, but I seem to hold my own, even with these guys that have been here a long time. It's not rocket science once you figure it out.
You said too about waiting your turn.
Yeah. Well, the thing too, what I found was that I didn't realize that these fish that were biting were the fish that are on the bottom. I'm fishing all these fish with a 5-foot leader, thinking all the stuff that's going around.
Oh yeah.
It took a couple of years to really figure it out, to a point where it is now.
Sure.
You can always find 2 more little more.
Sure.
I had a couple of guys in from Utah back in April. They wanted to do a little bit of everything. They were here for a week. tail in one day, got some yellowtail, and hooked some grouper. You always hook 8 or 10 different species when you're out there.
Right.
And the next day it was going to blow, so I said, hey, the wind's going to blow, let's go to the bridge and see if we can get some tarpon. And we came out here and we hit like 15 fish the first day. Oh my God. That was it. They were hooked. They didn't want to do anything else the rest of the week. Every day we came.
Oh, I can understand that. It's amazing how much life is on the ocean, though, too. I just turned around to talk to you guys, and something just came blasting out of the water and going that way. Beaker's alive. Bring back warmer weather, Palmasina. What's up, buddy? All right, I'm gonna shut this off, and when we hook up, I'll go back live. So if you see it go live again, you're gonna want to tune in for that. Thanks, everybody. Keep your tip up. Thanks for joining me.